In this video, I'm going to touch on what a Claude skill is and then show you how you can create one today. So what is a Claude skill? A Claude skill is basically a custom set of instructions that help Claude learn how you operate. The easiest analogy I can provide is a new teammate. If you have a new teammate joining your team and you wanted to have them learn how you or your organization works, you usually give them a playbook. They read that playbook, they understand how your organization works, they then become more prepared and they become more comfortable in taking on some tasks that you give them and ultimately provide better outcomes because they understand how your organization works. So it's the same exact way with a Claude skill. You're creating basically a handbook or a playbook for Claude to complete a very specific task. So it doesn't guess and it doesn't always come up with a different answer each time you ask it to complete that same exact task. So where are skills used today? Skills are used across multiple areas within Claude. You have your Claude web browser, you have your Claude desktop, Claude code, and Claude API. So across the entire Claude platform, once you've created the skills.md file, Claude is basically able to have a playbook to complete that very specific task you are asking it to complete. The best part about this is you can create skills for pretty much anything, and the results are always much better because it is always consistent. Those instructions are always the same, and it does not stray away from those instructions that you have handed it to review and ultimately use to complete the task. So now I'll dive into a walkthrough of how to create your Claude skill. So to start creating your skill, you want to have a prompt that explains to Claude what you are trying to solve for. So I went ahead and went on Claude.ai and I have put in here a detailed prompt that I will put in the descriptions of this video as well, so you can copy and use it. But it is basically for a fictional character that is really busy and wants some assistance in balancing their weekly planning. So the prompt is, you are my weekly planning assistant. I'm going to give you my top tasks for the week and some context about my schedule. Your job is to build a realistic day-by-day plan, Monday to Sunday, that fits the tasks into focused work blocks. Flag anything that looks too ambitious or unrealistic given the time available. Suggest what to drop, delay, or simplify if the week is overloaded. Keep it simple. I want a clean, scannable plan I can actually follow. Build the plan around my whole life, not just work. Factor in fitness, family time, and creative work so I don't burn out. Here's my context. I have a full-time job in finance, work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, is already committed. My only available weekday time is early mornings before work, lunch breaks, and evenings after work. Weekends are my primary time to work on my side businesses, selling handmade products online. My most productive focused work time is in the mornings. Fitness is non-negotiable. Build in at least 3 work sessions across the week. I run a small YouTube channel as a creative outlet. Schedule it evenings or weekends only. I have 2 kids, so evenings need family time protected. Side businesses can't take over every night. I need to feel in control, not overwhelmed. If the week is too full, tell me what to cut, not just what to squeeze in. Here are my top tasks for the week. List 10 new products on my Etsy store. Reply to unanswered customer messages. Film and edit 1 YouTube video. Research cheaper suppliers for my top selling product. Go to the gym at least 3 times a week. So the idea here is trying to give as much information as you can to Claude, and then Claude can create basically a skill for you to help manage your time. So we'll go ahead and paste this in Claude.ai in the chat, and then have Claude turn, and then we'll add here at the very bottom a note to say, turn this into a skill.md file I can reuse. So once your skills.md file has been created, Claude will actually give you a nice breakdown on the right here of basically your weekly planning assistant, their role. So this is the actual skills.md file that has the details based on what we prompted Claude. So it has basically created a skills.md file that's called weekly planning assistant. Build a realistic, balanced week, not just a work schedule. And then it breaks down their role, their context, their non-negotiables. We talked about fitness, family, and relationship commitments and time. And then we talked about our side work. And then it also talked about our task list. And then it assesses realism before scheduling. And this is our playbook for our assistant who is going to help us stay organized for our week. So once this document has been created, you can actually scroll down to this little button here and download it. And there is our skills.md file downloaded. So once we've downloaded our skill, the next step is to go ahead and create a folder that we are going to add our skill into. So Claude always recommends it. So we want to go to our project folder, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll to starting a new project, and I'm going to call this weekly tasks. I'm going to create this project. We want to go ahead and click this little plus button here. Once we click this plus button, we have our project. We have our weekly task project folder that we created. And then in this folder is where we want to go ahead and add our Claude.md file that we just, that Claude created for us. So we'll go to projects. We'll go to our weekly tasks. We'll edit the details. Weekly planner, save. So let's go ahead and add our file that we saved, and there it is. You click open. And then Claude will go ahead and upload the file. And once it's done uploading the skill.md file, we should be able to start prompting Claude to manage our weekly tasks. So here's a simple prompt that we can put in and see how our Claude skill will help Claude organize us for the week. Here are my tasks for the week. Finish my company's quarterly report, launch my new product landing page, start going to the gym, call 10 potential clients, spend more time with my kids. So Claude says, I'd love to help you build a realistic week around all this. A few quick questions to make it work. What does your typical weekday look like? 9 to 5 office remote job, flexible hours, shift hours. I work for myself. I'm going to say 9 to 5 remote. When do you have the most energy for focused work? Definitely early in the mornings. What is your gym situation? Total beginner. That's great. It asks some clarifying questions, and that gives it, as it says, perfect. That gives me everything I need. Here's your work week. So now Claude is using the skill that we created to plan our week for us, but also prioritizing all the main things that we had listed in the skill. So here's our feedback for the week. So deep work. Do your quarterly reports from 6 to 8 a.m. So it's asking me to start early on Monday. Then lunch, client calls. Make 3 client calls at lunch on my lunch break because I work remote. And then in the evening, make sure I have family time protected. And Tuesday, my gym day. Gym session 30 minutes because I'm a beginner, so I got to start early but short. And make 3 client calls at lunchtime, and then family time is protected in the evenings. Then deep work again on Wednesday, gym on Thursday, and then Fridays to wrap up with my quarterly report, and then do a rest and walk that I've earned during the lunchtime. And notice family time is always protected in the evenings. And then on the Saturday, it says gym plus landing page. So focus more on the gym in the morning, do my landing page at lunchtime, and then in the afternoon, have time with kids and family. And then Sunday, finish and recharge landing page, final tweaks. But notice not a whole lot of work, 2 hours max. Family time plus recharge and no work for the rest of the day. And then here's a high level summary. So this is a skill that we created in a couple of minutes, and this would be something that I would then just every week I had my top 5 things to do. I would paste it in here, and then Claude would consistently know what my priorities are and would continue to build out a weekly planner for me to be organized, but also focus on the most important things that I need. So hopefully you enjoyed the content here in the video today, and I will leave a link to the prompt that I used along with the different materials referenced in this video today. So hopefully you learned something in this video, and I will see you on the next one. Subscribe for more.